Uh-oh. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalists Fellowship. My name is Paula Despang, and I have the privilege of being your service leader today. And hello, all you out there in the cyber world. Welcome. It's nice that we get to have you here, even though we can't have you in the room. So, very good. This is a good time to turn off the noisemakers in your pockets. Join us as we settle into our shared sacred space. Look around you, enjoy the beauty of having all the smiling faces here. I'll ask you to please keep your mask on unless you come up here and you're using a microphone, in which case, take it off. It makes it a lot easier to understand your words as they go into the sound system. We'll begin with committee moments. If we have any committees want to report right now, right here.
Just a reminder, I'm here as a program planning team chair at the moment, and next Saturday morning from 10 to 3-ish, 2-ish, we'll see. In the back building, we'll be having a program planning retreat. We have a small but mighty crowd so far, so we have plenty of room for more contributors to planning, our first quarter or so. Oh, SAC, yes, and we have a SAC committee meeting today at 11:55, I think. It's on Zoom. I have my little iPad here, so I don't know how many of us can see, but if someone wants to stay and get on the meeting here afterwards, you can do that. And January 29th, we're going to be outside working at Habitat for Humanity. Yay. So that'll be fun. Any other hats? Nope, no board meetings. That's it. Okay.
Good morning, I'm Reverend Tracie Barrett, and I want to invite any of you who have not had a chance to participate in our online Vespers to do so. The information is in the notable news, and it's just a time on Wednesday evenings at 7 to pause, to take a break, to rest, to hear some readings, and to think about them, and then talk about them, and a time for deep check-in. So it's been really fruitful. I've been enjoying it. So you all are welcome to join us, and that's Wednesdays at 7 p.m. every Wednesday. So thanks.
Good morning. I'm Karen Cowden. I'm representing my mother, who's also partnering on the BRIC project. So we briefly mentioned that last week. You will be seeing in the notable news the link to Polar Engraving to get that going. And then also there's a link that if you wanted a printable form, but I will have those next Sunday. We're discussing with the board which path we're taking with the funds, playground, reinforcements of mortgage. But no matter, it's a good time to make a legacy and add your name and your family to this amazing place. So.
Cool. In view of having just enjoyed a lovely Thanksgiving, I want to share the words of Donna Markova. I don't know her. If you don't feel bad. She said, "Gratitude is like a flashlight. If you go out in your yard at night and turn on the flashlight, you suddenly can see what's there. It was always there. but you just couldn't see it in the dark. I liked the illustration.
When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Child's face, say it's not a testament, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament, I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Yeah. Say these words with me while I light this chalice. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And we affirm our relationship with each other. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. Special welcome to our guests. All these faces look familiar to me. If you snuck in somehow and I haven't seen you, that's okay too. And all the people online, turn around and wave at them. And say hello to the people next to you. Because this is part of what we came here for. In our fellowship, we lift each other up, and it's a good thing. Join us again anytime after this service. We will have coffee and conversations and a little relaxing and maybe a joke. Who knows? Not by me, of course. But, but for right now, we're going to share joys and concerns. And we do that out loud and in front. Keep in mind that any joys and concerns that you share here do get published out online. So if it's anything you feel a little bit private about, you might want to save that. Or whisper it in my ear later, and then I'll hug you. Or so it seems. So, joys and concerns. David.
Hello, everybody. I'm David McElroy. Last year, because of coronavirus, I did an online production of my one-man Christmas Carol. And this year, even though the Omicron or whatever it is coming out, we are actually doing some live performances, and I'm doing one this Friday in New Smyrna. I've got two in Oviedo. I've got one at a retirement home. And then Marilyn and I are actually doing a different production at a Catholic church out in Melbourne. Is it where? Melbourne? Titusville, yeah, somewhere in there. No, I can't remember. We know where it is. We'll find it. And one of the biggest joys this year is Chloe, my daughter Chloe, who sang at the first production 24 years ago. She sang Christmas carols with her sister's Girl Scout troop, is directing this year. So we're really excited about it. Oh, and I have one online on the 24th. So.
Hi, I'm Roberta, and my lemon tree has 200 lemons. I can't make that much lemonade. There's a brown bag there. Please help yourself on the way out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, Marilyn Furmanek, and I have a joy that we've had a huge turkey in our neighborhood parading all about. I got within a live one, within about 4 feet of it, and just sort of talked to it. It didn't seem afraid of me, and it still lives after Thanksgiving. It's just a hoot. We have a lot of wildlife in our area. We're on a canal. The hard thing is, and you'll see in the paper in the first section, if you get the Sunday paper, there's a huge article. Someone has bought the golf course that's been out of business now for 3 years, and it's been a 3.5-year struggle. We've been fighting the owner who wants to put up 8-story, 6,000 apartments, all rentals, no homes. It's going to really destroy a lot of the wildlife. So we're taking him to court because he also broke our covenant that we had for 99 years, and there's 37 years left. So read the article, put out good vibes when we take him to court, and also that the turkey continues to live.
I'm going to light I'm going to light one more candle for all the many things that we have to be thankful for, and our holiday on Thursday gave us a chance to remember some of that. And one last one for all those people in this world who are still struggling for justice on some level or another. You'll have a moment of silence for those joys and concerns that were shared and those that were not. She's been online. I haven't. Martha's going to share with us joys and concerns that were sent from the people who are watching us online.
Sorry, I was watching my phone, but I missed like 5 of these. From Sarah Sullivan, she wants to share what a joyful week we had with Jay at home. It's her son who just went to college a little while ago. He's flying home this morning, almost missed it due to long TSA lines. Ann Packham, they're driving back from Gainesville after spending the Thanksgiving week with their girls, all is well. Also, Carl's, in Michigan, also Carl is with them. I guess that's what that means. Oh, and Michigan beat Ohio State in football for only the 3rd time since my girls were born. So that's pretty exciting. That's like 18 years. Okay. Happy Amin is joyful that they had a Thanksgiving visit from Caroline from college with her new kitten, Billie Jean, and her brother Ray, and dear friends from Louisiana that you may remember from visits at the fellowship or from Susie. And Anne and Mike Walden, it's ever so wonderful to share in giving. And thank you for the wave. Thank you for the wave. Happy's cousin is experiencing debilitating disease from hemochromatosis. He seems accepting of his final results and is just now sharing with those close to him your good thoughts and hope from him, for him, and Happy would be appreciated. And Dave's eldest daughter is finally divorced, which that's probably a good thing, I think, and a concern. I would think that would be a joy and a concern. So that's from our online group this morning.
She keeps me on my toes. Now she got another one. There are
There
people who
is so much to be thankful for this year, and I'm not used to having my phone in church, just so you guys know that, okay? Ann Packham, Carl's sister, is visiting from the UK, so that's exciting. And this is a big one, so I'm glad I didn't miss it. Happy Amin is celebrating a birthday today. So everybody wave. We love you, Happy. Happy birthday. Okay. We're definitely done now.
Okay. And Happy, may you live as long as you like and love as long as you live. Reverend Tracie is going to have our time for all ages today, and I'm going to stand here because she told me she was going to need me. I find that as frightening as you can hear it.
So I'm going to turn this over to Karen because she's going to tell us what we're doing. And if you want to go to that, Mike?
Yes. Sorry, I'm clearly a new factor. Yeah, oh yeah, keep it that way. Okay, we are so excited. Oh, sorry. Gosh, I need some prep work, Dave. Help me out here. Okay, we are excited to celebrate Happy's birthday! Happy birthday, Happy! Happy
Wait a
birthday,
minute.
Happy.
It's not my birthday.
Happy birthday, Happy. Everybody should be happy. Happy birthday, Happy.
Well, I don't know. It's not my birthday.
Happy
I don't
birthday,
feel like
Happy.
I don't feel like celebrating. That's
Happy
not.
birthday
No, come on, you got, oh, for heaven's
Pop
sakes.
some. Pop
It's
some.
not my birthday.
But
I'm not
Joey, it'll be your
celebrating.
birthday on another time. Today it's Happy's birthday.
Well, still, it's not my birthday. I don't see why I have to get all excited.
Well, you don't have to be all excited, but at least, be happy that it's somebody's birthday. For Happy, this is an important day.
You get some cake too.
You can even do
Well,
the bubbles.
That might be a little better.
You can do them.
All right, thank you guys, and we will hear more about that during the sermon.
In this church, we share. We are a generous congregation, and we put lots into the pot, and when we take it out, 40% of it gets trundled off to some other charitable organization, and we are supporting this week Habitat for Humanity.
We are marching in the light of God. 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 We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are singing 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 in the light of God. We are singing, singing, we are singing, singing, we are singing in the light of God. We are singing, singing, we are singing, singing, we are singing in the light of God. We are dancing 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 in the light of God. We are dancing, dancing, we are dancing, dancing, we are dancing in the light of God. We are dancing, dancing, we are dancing, dancing, we are dancing in the light of God. We are dancing in the light of God. We are dancing, dancing, we are dancing, dancing, we are dancing in the light of God.
It's our own little triple U choir. Yay! With 2 new voices. Cool. Our speaker today is the Right Reverend Dr. Tracie. See, now I just had one of those failures where I forgot her last name. Is she going to forgive me? Tracie Barrett. Okay. You guys are so helpful. I couldn't do this without you. And I wouldn't. So I'm going to turn this over to you while she talks about holy.
So we are now in the midst of the holiday season. And what is meant by that varies from person to person, religion to religion, country to country. And while the television commercials will tell you that it is all about the giant gift extravaganza that is Christmas, we all know that there are many other holy days. As Unitarian Universalists, as a pluralistic faith tradition, we know that there are many different holidays and holy days for many different people during this time. And some of those people are members and friends of our own congregation. So let's start with the basics. What's a holy day? Well, according to Wikipedia, it simply refers to a religious commemorative day or festival. I like definitions like that, especially for this. And we get the word holiday from holy day. Here in the U.S., a holiday is generally a nationally, religiously, or culturally observed day or days of rest or celebration. And as a Unitarian Universalist, the principles and sources call me to recognize that there are a wide variety of holy days out there. Some I celebrate and some that I don't. However, even those that I don't celebrate are holy. Maybe not to me, but they are to the people who celebrate or commemorate them. Here's the thing. While I don't have to commemorate or celebrate the other holy days out there, I do have to respect them. That's part of who we are as a pluralistic faith tradition. We recognize that we aren't the ones who have figured out the perfect path. Hate to break that to you, but we're not. No one has. We, like all the other humans on this big blue marble, are just trying to find our way home. Our third principle reminds us that we covenant to affirm and promote acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations. Our fourth principle tells us that we affirm and promote a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. And let's not forget our first principle, the inherent worth and dignity of everyone. Unitarian Universalism draws on 6 sources for our living tradition. And each of these sources have their own holy days, really. Some of them we celebrate and others we may not, but they are all there and all holy. All of them. Because remember, the holiness of the day lies not in what the outside observers think about it, but what those who commemorate it think. So let's talk about our first source, partly because this lets us start at the individual level. Direct experience of that transcending mystery and wonder affirmed in all cultures, which moves us to a renewal of the spirit and an openness to the forces which create and uphold life. I can think of no other holy day than a birthday to represent this. Sophia Lyon-Fahs famously said, "Each night a child is born is a holy night." There is both miracle and magic in the birth of a child. The ways we celebrate holidays or celebrate birthdays differ across cultures and even just across families, and they change. I think after the last couple of years, we're all looking again at the idea of breathing on a cake that we are all about to share. I don't know about you, but blowing out candles on birthday cakes is completely out of the picture for me from here on out. Cupcake, candle, fine. Birthday cake, not happening. And we all have different traditions. At some point in my life, I picked up the tradition of serving everyone else cake first before I had a piece of my own birthday cake. My partner's family has a tradition where the birthday person does the first cut into the cake but doesn't remove the knife. Instead, that's when you make your wish, and someone close to you pulls the knife out to activate it. I'm sure each of you have a tradition for celebrating that is unique to your own family. Here's the thing. Each of those are valid and important because they are how you commemorate the event. Anniversaries are similar. Each couple and family celebrate them in their own way. We celebrate anniversaries of many things, not just weddings or starts of relationships. We celebrate the anniversary of when someone first became sober. We commemorate the anniversary of a death. We celebrate the anniversary of the start of something new. For example, in 2023, we will celebrate 30 years of being a congregation in a beloved community. As groups, we commemorate many days that are meaningful: graduations, reunions, mortgage burnings, etc. Now, like we saw in our Time for All Ages, just because someone is celebrating a day that may not mean anything to you doesn't make it not important. While I would hope that no one here would do what happened in our skit, We do sometimes do this without thinking of it, and it's often tied to that first source. For many people, if they don't get something out of it at a holy day or a holiday, or if it's not their tradition, they can get a little grumpy. Some of that can be tied to being anxious about things that we don't understand or relate to. However, as Unitarian Universalists, we have 5 more sources to look to. Isn't that awesome? Our second source is words and deeds of prophetic people which challenge us to confront powers and structures of evil with justice, compassion, and the transforming power of love. I bet you're wondering what holidays or holy days I can bring up for this one, aren't you? Well, that's easy, for even with this time of year. Transgender Day of Remembrance, World AIDS Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. I would challenge that Election Day is a holy day, according to the second source. These are days that remind us of who we were, who we are, and who we can be. These are days that remind us that the holy work of peace, justice, and equity for all is in our hands. Holy days. Third source, wisdom from the world's religions which inspires us in our ethical and spiritual life. Our Jewish and Christian siblings are mentioned in the next one, so this is all of the others. And boy howdy, are there a lot of holidays here. If I'm just looking at this time of year, we have Diwali, the Hindu festival of lights, Maulid-un-Nabi, the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad, Bodhi Day, the Buddhist holiday commemorating the Buddha, and Kwanzaa, the African celebration of family, community, and culture. There are plenty more if you look back at the entire year. Again, holidays and holy days that we may not even have known existed, but we don't need to in order to celebrate them. They are holy to someone. Our fourth source gathers the holidays we know the most about in our culture. Jewish and Christian teachings which call us to respond to God's love by loving our neighbors as ourselves. Hanukkah, starting tonight, is for our Jewish friends, and Christmas, which happens on the 25th. And some religious traditions also commemorate Advent, which begins today. That's the period of waiting leading up to Christmas. The holy day of Christmas seems to have been taken over by commercialism and secularization, but it's still there. I would argue there are now 2 Christmases, the church one and the secular one with Santa. And while we're not here to discuss or debate which is better or more preferred or whatever, we are here to acknowledge that both hold meaning for different people. An important thing to remember is that there are Jewish Unitarian Universalists, just like there are Christian Unitarian Universalists. This time of year, it can be very easy to cause hurt feelings by our words. Again, even if these holidays aren't important to you, they may be very important to people you are covenanted with to be in beloved community. It is important to mind our words and our actions as we talk about and celebrate or commemorate various holidays. For all traditions, of course, but it seems to get a little extra prickly around this time of the holidays. Source 5 is our humanist teachings which counsel us to heed the guidance of reason and the results of science and warn us against idolatries of the mind and spirit. Bet you think I can't find any for this one either. A quick glance at my calendar brought up National STEM Day, National Philanthropy Day, Giving Tuesday, Pearl Harbor Remembrance, Human Rights Day, and I contend that when we commemorate the Climate March, that is definitely a holy day informed by our humanist and science teachings. And finally, our 6th source, spiritual teachings of earth-centered traditions which celebrate the sacred circle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature. For this holiday season, that means winter solstice, also known as Yule. So you see, we have a lot of holidays and holy days that we, as Unitarian Universalists, need to be aware of and respectful towards. We don't have to celebrate or commemorate these days if they don't fit in with our own personal theology or culture. But neither should we degrade, dismiss, or denigrate any of them because they don't fit in with our personal theology or culture. Personally, this time of year, I commemorate the Trans Day of Remembrance and the National Day of Mourning instead of the traditional Thanksgiving. I celebrate winter solstice as my religious holiday and Christmas as my cultural holiday, with a heavy mix of both sacred and secular in there. You may celebrate and commemorate a different mix, or just one or two holidays from the same tradition. Guess what? That's okay. To me, it's one of the coolest things about being a Unitarian Universalist. The other being getting to build my own theology, but I'm a nerd, so that may not be the same for you. Now, with that said, we must also be mindful of not appropriating another culture or religion's holy day. What do I mean? If the holy day is not part of our tradition or culture, it's not ours to initiate the celebration. If the holy day, we can be invited to attend with someone from that culture presiding. For example, we did a Day of the Dead service here in October. Beatrice led it because it was from her culture. I had my traditional Samhain service at home that evening, and I was thankful that I got to acknowledge my ancestors twice in the same day. It is because of appropriation and being mindful not to do it that you will not see me light a menorah or an Advent wreath up here. I'm not saying they will never be lit. I'm saying I will not be the one doing it, because they are not my tradition, and it would be cultural appropriation for me to do it. The Advent wreath used to be part of my tradition, but I do not commemorate that anymore, so to me personally, it would feel appropriative. I would absolutely delight in witnessing and acknowledging someone from whom these holy days are theirs to light either one. So get in touch with me for next year. So how do we respect holy days and holidays of traditions other than our own without appropriating? We start by learning, something we're all good at as Unitarian Universalists. There is a wide variety of information out there in the world, and you can research and read and get all the book learning on these holidays. Or you could work on building relationships with those who honor different holy days than you. Don't just ask strangers or even friends to do free emotional labor of explaining them to you. Instead, let it be known that you're doing your own research and you would also love to participate in or observe their holy day celebration that is not your own. The key is the building of the relationships. After all, isn't that what this holy season is all about? Amen. May it be so. Blessed be and happy holidays.
Say it with me. We extinguish this flame.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Wounds hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life.
My friends, may the spirit of love be a living flame before you, a guiding star above you, a firm path below you.